Hey guys, welcome back to Mind State, where we help you reach your full potential. In today's video, we will be discussing the 7 reasons why reading can help you stay mentally healthy. If you've spent many nights with a book in your hand, here's some good news. Reading can actually improve your mental health. Books are a great source of entertainment, but they also have real effects on your cognitive and social health. Studies show that reading can reduce stress and improve memory and attention skills. We all know that exercise is good for you, but did you know that reading for pleasure is just as good for you? Just like a well-balanced diet and regular exercise keep the body fit, reading for pleasure keeps the brain in shape. In fact, studies show that daily reading can help increase self-esteem, confidence, reduce signs of dementia, and symptoms of depression. Reading a book can be like immersing yourself in an alternate world, and sometimes you need that escape from our own world. But books are often more than just a distraction. They can also help people connect with one another and offer empathy. So, if you're looking for some extra reading motivation and don't want to rely on self-help books that usually just make you feel guilty, then we've got some scientific facts and valid research to back up our suggestions. Number 1. Reading is a perfect way to relax and de-stress. Reading might not seem like the most relaxing activity in the world, but it's actually one of the most effective ways to unwind. According to a study undertaken by the University of Sussex, reading reduces stress levels by 68%. This research suggests that reading is one of the most effective ways to relax both your mind and body, making it a great way to unwind after a tough day at work. That's because reading is a form of meditation. It's a way to step out of your own life and into someone else's. You can spend time in someone else's shoes, imagining what it would be like to make different decisions or see things from a different perspective. Reading can take you away from your problems and help you forget about them for just a little while. And that can be really important if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed. Number 2. Reading makes us good at being human. It turns out that scientists were onto something when they discovered the concept of empathy a little earlier than we thought. It turns out that the mirror neurons are actually formed by reading, or at least watching someone read. When we see someone else performing an action, our brains start to form the same neurons as if we were performing the action ourselves. So when you hear about a new character's life, your brain is forming neurons that would be used if you lived their life yourself. The study found that reading stimulates the brain in such a way that it increases empathy for others. The brains of those who read literary fiction respond most empathetically to the struggles of characters, while non-fiction readers are left cold by comparison. This is why books are so addictive. They give us access to more than one perspective on life, and they help our brains develop empathy for people who are different from ourselves. Number 3. Reading can make you a more flexible thinker. Reading poetry is good for your brain. It causes fascinating changes to the brain cells. When you read poetry, your brain actually becomes more flexible and open to new ideas. It's like a workout for your mind. The experience is similar to that of taking drugs. The neurons in your brain increase their activity after consuming poetry, allowing them to communicate with each other more effectively. As a result, they start forming new connections and pathways, and that makes it easier to make sense of things. If you want to be a better problem solver, then reading poetry is the way to go. You see, when you read poetry, your brain becomes more flexible and adaptable to new ideas. You're more likely to come up with new solutions to problems instead of just following your instincts. Reading poetry helps you find creative ways of seeing things differently. And when you're trying to solve problems in your life, that can make all the difference. So if you're feeling stuck or confused about something, try reading some poetry. It'll help you figure it out. Number 4. Reading is almost as good as therapy. Have you been feeling a lot of trouble lately? If so, reading a book may be as effective as therapy. According to Crystal Russell, a consumer behavior researcher at the American University, reading can help you find answers to your problems. So try picking up a healthy way of dealing with those issues next time you read about a character or situation that resonates with you. Reading helps you identify what's going wrong in your life and how to fix it by letting you see how other characters deal with similar situations. This will not only help you understand what's going on in other people's lives, but also give you insight on how they cope with their problems. It will also open up your mind and make it easier for you to think outside the box when trying to solve your own problems. Reading is a great way of learning from other people's experiences and mistakes because it allows us to see how others have dealt with similar situations before us, so we can learn from their mistakes. We can then apply this knowledge to our own lives, so we don't make the same mistakes as them. The best thing about reading is that it gives people an opportunity to travel the world without having to leave the comfort of their own home. You can learn about different cultures, customs, and traditions through books, which means there's no limit on where your imagination can take you. Are you liking the video so far? Before we get back, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell to get notified of our new uploads. Now let's get right back to it. Number 5. Reading is a brain booster. Reading fiction books can change your brain, according to a recent study. When researchers looked at the brains of readers before, during, and after they read a book, they found that their brains changed. There was more connectivity between the areas associated with memory and visual processing after reading the book. Reading fiction is often thought of as an escape or entertainment, but it's also a way to understand ourselves better by experiencing someone else's thoughts and feelings. The act of reading itself can help us process information differently from when we're just looking at words on a page. The researchers focused on what happened in the brains of participants when they were asked about characters' motivations and desires for rewards after reading books about those characters' lives. Number 6. Reading might help keep your brain sharp as well as delay the onset of symptoms of dementia. Reading is not only good for your brain, but it's also good for your body. According to a recent study, reading can prevent dementia and other mental decline, as well as lower stress levels and improve self-esteem. The study found that people who read regularly have 32% fewer chances of mental decline, as compared to those who don't read. Various brain tests prove that readers are more likely to sleep better and have lower stress levels. We all know that reading is good for us. It helps us to think critically and expand our vocabulary, among other things. But there's more to it than just the amount of time spent reading. It's also important to consider how frequently we do it. The more frequently we read, the better off our brains will be in the long run. Think about it. If you only read once or twice a year, but then go back and reread your favorite books every few months for a few years, as many people do, you're still getting the same benefits from each reading as someone who reads regularly throughout the year. But if you only read once or twice per year and then never pick up another book again until next year, well, not so much. Number 7. Reading is the key to unlocking the secret of spatial intelligence. Do you know someone who's really good at Tetris? Someone who can take apart a car engine in their head or build a treehouse from scratch? It's likely that they're highly intelligent. Logical or mathematical intelligence is the ability to use logic and math to solve problems. Verbal or linguistic intelligence is the ability to communicate effectively through language. Social intelligence is the ability to understand other people's emotions and motivations, make friends easily, and interact with others effectively. Spatial intelligence is the ability to understand your surroundings in space and how items relate to one another. Activities like map reading, building, planning, and sports can be enhanced by an increased spatial intelligence. Want to get smarter? Pick up a book. Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching Mind State. If you found this video helpful and enjoyed watching our content, please click like and subscribe. We'll always provide excellent takes on anything and everything. And also, we'd love to know about your thoughts, so leave a comment below. See you next time!